All right, we got the truck loaded up here with some VCT tile and as many tools as I could fit in. I gotta make another trip, grab another pallet and some more tools, but today we're just gonna go and stock the job and get our floor prep done. Damien High School is a school that we've done work for in the past, and it's probably like our third job over there. We're gonna do a job actually for them that I really didn't want to do. It's going over existing VCT, which is over asbestos, so they don't want to tear it up, and that's why we're just going to put it on top. So their plan is to get a few years out of it and then just abate it later on, which means to go in there and gut the whole thing. They did it on an adjacent area that we bid, but then it went out to like public auction or planet bids or whatever they call it, where you have to have prevailing wage and all that stuff. Plus the abatement is a specialty thing. So the company that did it did everything, the abatement, VCT and all that. So we're right now just doing some floor covering, which is just covering up a mess. Yeah, you'll see when we get on the job, we're gonna have to go in there and sand down the floor, skim coat it, fill in some areas, and then put our VCT on top. All right, so we made it here, and they gave us some VCT. I'll show you what that's for in a minute. What we're gonna do here is, this is our hallway, and then we got 2 classrooms. Looks like 4, but what it is might have been 4 at one time, but each classroom has 2 doorways. But you can see all the bumps in the floor. So we're gonna sand all that down. And then that tile you saw outside is to fill in all this stuff right here. So we're gonna clean that up a little bit, glue it, and pop in some of those tiles. And then we'll come in here and then we'll sand this all down. They supposedly stripped the wax off. It does look like they did. In here too, we had them take the wax off for us. So we're just gonna give that a sand and then skim coat, and then we're gonna stop it up along here, and then we gotta wrap it around all the way through here. So today we'll focus more on this hallway here. And then the rooms are just pretty square, basic rooms. And then over here we get these old doors. And some of them have the old hardware, so you can see it over here. Funny how they have this little window where you peek out. Like a bulletproof glass or something. Yeah, so these doors, what we're gonna do here is we offered to cut them for them. And what we'll do is we'll cut them as they sit. They went in and took the plates off. That's the paint right there. And then they put metal plates over that. So they took those off. So we'll cut those down. You can see where it's dragging right here. We'll cut it down, make it easier for them. And then we gotta undercut all these door frames. So we got quite a bit of prep to do before we do the VCT. So we're gonna get to it. this is where we're at so far. We still need to prep this front area a little bit, but we got this all prepped and then ready to install. This is all installed right here. And then we gotta do that room and this room over here. We moved all our stuff over yesterday, so got that back area clear so we can sand that down. And this room we'll do last, but the room on the other side over there is ready to go. So we're gonna work on that today and try to get out of here soon. We're getting ready to level out this room. A lot of it's pretty smooth, like right in here. We grinded down the VCT. Some of it's kind of rough, so we're gonna use this you see it upside down there, the Sika level patch. And then we got this area right here that we had to put a scratch coat on. And then I got my, sorry about the movement there. You see it there, it's called Caraply by Mape. It's an acrylic additive. So I'm gonna use those two, and I'm gonna use this trowel right here. See, it's got the notches in it. Since that patch has sand in it, it's gonna allow you to pull the trowel through easier and leaves an extra, kind of just a little bit extra patch, and then it just levels itself. You know, when you're doing rough areas like that, it works really good. It works good too when you're doing patch over like thin set, where you can't get it all up, but you got it flat, and there's still those little pores. Over here, we got this blue. We'll let that dry. We'll have ourselves a little out right there. So once we get that little area done, then we'll keep going little by little with the blue. The bathrooms are down there, that's why we want to keep that open. We got our room leveled. I just got to give it a little touch up with our feather finish here. And we got all this hallway laid. So once I start that room over there, then I'll jump into this room. We'll level this out. And then we can start our Cove Base. We're at Damien High School in Laverne, California. This is probably the oldest school in this area. This room's about ready for base right here. And you see our torches? We take those tips off at night so the stuff doesn't leak out. We just use the camping fuel. Right now we're getting ready to cut in these walls right here. You see how straight it is? We just use a laminate cutter and we just set it to whatever that distance there. That's probably about 9 inches. So we'll set it at 9. We'll start, go that way, and then come back and go this way. And we can just adjust it as needed. The little dolly I made for the VCT. And over here we got our cutting table. We're having to cut down this birch base, Burke base, if you don't know, it's probably the worst base to work with as far as rubber goes. It's never square on the ends. You see how crooked that is right there? So we need to check each piece and cut it down. We got to give this some more skim coat. See where it's dark right there? That's our feather finish. We already got the back part done. We're just gonna tie into that. Then we can spread our glue in here. This will be our last room. So we're finally done over here. We had a bunch of cutouts. I don't know if you remember where all the lockers were. We had to fill all those in. And we got all our base put up. We got our transitions put down over here. With this door over here we're gonna shut. They're gonna move all this stuff back in tomorrow. They probably put a coat of wax on, I'm not sure, but I might do another video once they wax it. But that's our hallway. We got two big rooms. These are classrooms. We got all the base put on. You saw how we had that existing VCT that we had to sand down and skim coat. And here's our other room over here. You see how we had to level the floor. And that's the how flat we got it right there. We had to cut around all these little pipes in the base. They didn't want to take them out, so we got our transition over here and our step. That's it though. The Damien 100 building. Classrooms 101 and 102.